Terence "Bud" Crawford's training camp for his upcoming super middleweight clash with Canelo Alvarez is in full swing. On his first day back, Crawford showcased sharp combinations, explosive footwork, and intense focus. His camp emphasizes strength, stamina, and strategic sparring against Canelo-style partners. Despite moving up to 168 pounds, Crawford remains confident, stating, "I'm going to shock the world." The bout is set for September 12, 2025, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Terence Crawford's leg day in training camp is a testament to his dedication and discipline. Focusing on strength and endurance, he engages in exercises like squats, lunges, and resistance training to build lower body power. This rigorous routine enhances his footwork and balance, crucial for his upcoming bout against Canelo Alvarez. Crawford's commitment to every aspect of training underscores his readiness to face challenges in the ring. Terence Crawford's sparring sessions ahead of his bout with Canelo Alvarez highlight his exceptional jab skills. Facing partners who emulate Canelo's style, Crawford employs his jab to control distance, disrupt rhythm, and set up combinations. His ability to switch stances seamlessly adds complexity, keeping opponents off balance. This strategic use of the jab is central to his preparation, aiming to neutralize Canelo's power and dictate the fight's pace.
Watch the right hand for the decoy.
Y'all know chess? Nice. That's how Star work. You know how to work. You're gonna get the most out of everything.
Andre Ward, a former world champion, believes that Crawford's determination and boxing intelligence can overcome the weight disparity between him and Canelo Alvarez. Ward emphasizes that Crawford's mental strength and adaptability make him a formidable opponent, regardless of size differences.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
Nonito Donaire, another respected figure in boxing, points out Crawford's exceptional footwork and mobility. He suggests that Crawford's ability to use his legs effectively can be a significant factor in outmaneuvering Canelo and securing a victory.
You know, Canelo's a stronger guy, the bigger guy, but in the fight with a guy that moves around, and if Crawford uses his skills and his legs and his technique and just his ability, I think he can win. He can win the fight in decision, as long as he doesn't get hit with those big shots from Canelo.
Amir Khan, who has faced both fighters, notes that while Canelo is powerful, he is also susceptible to being hit. Khan believes that Crawford's defensive skills and quick reflexes make him a challenging target, potentially giving him an edge in the fight.
I fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them?
Canelo's stronger and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. They both hit hard because, and you can see the strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So, look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much weight? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
Shakur Stevenson praises Crawford's versatility, stating that Bud can do anything regardless of his opponent's size. Stevenson highlights Crawford's ability to adapt and execute various strategies, making him a dangerous contender against any fighter.
Where you think he could go? Canelo said he's like,
Canelo, man. Canelo got to get off that head. I think the best versus the best.
You don't think the size difference is going to play a factor again?
I mean, that's y'all opinion.
Yeah.
That's everybody else's opinion. But my
that?
opinion is different. I think that Bud could do anything that he want to do. I think that with Charlo, it was just a different story. I think Bud got the skills that could keep him at that high level with Canelo, where the size won't play a part. And I see, honestly, like, Canelo is a great fighter. I don't take nothing away from him. I see a lot of hope.
Canelo Alvarez's recent bout with William Skull has sparked concerns regarding his current form, particularly his low output. In their 12-round fight, the pair threw a record-low 445 punches, which highlighted Alvarez's lack of activity and engagement. Critics pointed to his diminished aggression and questioned his ability to keep up with younger, faster opponents like Terence Crawford. This performance has raised doubts about whether Alvarez, once known for his dominance in the ring, can still compete at the highest level. Many are now wondering if age and accumulated wear will affect his ability to handle a challenger like Crawford.
And after really the Triple G fight is when we've seen the slippage on Canelo. And over the last 2 years, it's been immediately apparent. It's been apparent straight away over the last 2 years. Canelo's feet have always been slow. He's always been very slow-footed. So when people are saying, oh, it looks like his legs are slowing down, yeah, they are. They've never been quick, but now they're even slower, which is a problem. And Jim Lampley on commentary on Friday Night Show was saying that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is his legs. It generates power and it helps with his punch resistance. Well, those legs are sliding and that power is diminishing. Canelo hasn't had a stoppage win now since he knocked out Calaplant in 2021. And yeah, he's dropped some of these guys, not been able to go through the gears. His gas tank, you can put that into question as well. And Canelo Alvarez, come July, be 35 years old. So he is, look, Canelo's been around so long and his real prime was in his mid-20s. So we associate Canelo, mid-20s to early 30s. So we kind of associate Canelo with that. I don't want to say ever young, but you know, he is still young, just not in boxing senses. But he's been around so long, 20 years a pro, and he's been at world levels for probably 15 of those. You're going to expect some slippage. And I think in this fight, an opponent, it was very negative, yes, but an opponent who Canelo Alvarez of 5 years ago would have handled.
Alvarez, typically known for his aggressive style, managed just 152 punches, raising concerns about his current form and agility. Critics noted a lack of urgency and diminished dominance from the 34-year-old champion, suggesting that age and accumulated ring wear might be impacting his performance. This subdued showing has led to questions about Alvarez's ability to maintain his elite status, especially with a challenging bout against Terence Crawford on the horizon.
And it left us with the question, how much does Canelo actually have left in his pro career? The fight was finished, and then they brought Terence Crawford in the ring to announce that mega fight in September, and that leaves me with even more questions, and thank God they did that, because actually it gives us a few interesting talking points from There's Enough Left. Well, you could argue Canelo got tactically wrong tonight, because I just don't understand why he didn't use his jab more. I understand that he was conserving energy, he was patient, he was taking it slow. He doesn't lead off with the jab much anymore, Canelo. But really, the jab helps you bring your feet closer and bring them into range. So I don't understand why he wasn't jabbing more. He can't use that much extra energy for him to not be able to use his lead hand just a bit more in that fight. So that was a bit concerning. And you could maybe argue that he knows Crawford's ringside. He knows the fight is done for September. He maybe doesn't want to show him too much, or he wants to give him maybe false confidence or false hope. I don't think that's the case. I think you get rid of Skull if you can. And I'm just not sure Canelo is able to do it anymore at that level. Definitely good enough to beat a guy like Skull. Skull was clearly terrified of the power, but, you know, what does this mean for a fight like Crawford? Well, the first thing I noticed was in the face-off, and I'm sure Crawford was wearing quite thick, solid trainers, as he quite often does, but the size difference didn't look that bad. It really didn't. Like, I thought there was way more of a size difference between them. But actually, Canelo, yes, will weigh more on the night, almost questionably, but Crawford's taking the whole year to work his way up to 168, having been at 154 in his last fight. That's like 14 pounds, which is 7 kilos difference of weighing on the night. Now, Canelo would probably be like 10, 15 pounds heavier than him, but at the end of the day, what Skull was able to do in there tonight.
Terence Crawford has always maintained that boxing is more than just about knocking out opponents. It's about outpointing them with superior skill, strategy, and ring intelligence. This mindset is evident in his approach to every fight, where he adapts his tactics based on his opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Against someone like Canelo Alvarez, Crawford's ability to outthink and outmaneuver his opponent could prove to be a decisive factor. Rather than relying solely on power, Crawford's focus on precision, timing, and adaptability makes him a dangerous fighter, capable of neutralizing Canelo's raw strength with technique and strategy.
Look up the definition of boxing. Please, please, look up the definition of boxing. The martial arts of boxing, and then come back with your opinion. Because boxing is not all about knocking somebody out. Yes, that's part of it. That can happen, but boxing is a sport where you can outpoint somebody too. That's why they go to the scorecard.
I appreciate that take, bro. That's real, real educated, man, real thoughtful. But you know, you ain't had a decision winner in a long time, bro. You know, you known for like being a great finisher. So I appreciate that. But that ain't how you moving, though.
Right.
After moving up to 154 pounds, Terence Crawford secured the WBO interim super welterweight title, while some observers noted a decrease in his knockout power. Compared to his 147 pounds tenure, Crawford's technical prowess and adaptability remain evident. His ability to adjust his strategy and maintain composure under pressure continues to make him a formidable opponent in the super welterweight division. Crawford's performance at this weight class underscores his skill and determination to compete at the highest levels.
You understand me? You see what they say? Jamel Charlo what is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess? Jamel Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People got to make it make sense. Charlo's still a big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind me. Charlo's still a big dog there. So a lot of people need to get their facts straight. Understand? Opinions don't matter. It's all facts. No opinions. Sport podcast. And I'm always going to bring you the real, never the fake. And I'm never late on the news. You hear me? Get at me, man. Dollar.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that.
Dimitri Bivol, one of the few fighters to have defeated Canelo Alvarez, believes Terence Crawford possesses the tools to challenge Canelo effectively. Bivol emphasizes that Crawford's speed, movement, and reflexes could provide a significant advantage in the ring. He acknowledges that moving up 2 weight classes is a substantial challenge, but he considers Crawford a complete fighter capable of adapting to the demands of the super middleweight division.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think the fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he won a rest, he could rest easy, you know, in this fight. Yeah, of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. He did just rest. And I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. It's a very interesting fight, but I don't know. We will see.